Good morning, everyone. So, we are in the path of learning more of orange data mining examples. So, today we target doing an example which I've picked up the data from class 10 handbook itself, and it is on the coral bleaching. Okay. So, it's a CV domain example we are doing, and the model being used is a classification model because I'm going to provide him with a train set as pictures of bleached corals and unbleached corals. So it's going to learn from that. And then I'm going to use that trained model to predict a set of pictures given to him without the label. Okay. So he's going to predict and tell me this picture is a bleached coral or an unbleached coral. That's the target. Okay. So this way we learn this example also. We have done in our previous videos examples of NLP domain, we have done, which is sentiment analysis. We have done one example of clustering also uh, regarding with the dog and cat images. And we have done one example of iris data set also, which is the most commonly used data set for data science example. And today we are doing this one, which will help you understand the classification model applied to a CV domain example. Okay. So let's start quickly without wasting any more time. I'm sharing my screen. Move on to Orange Data Tool and start by importing the images from the image analytics. Okay. So I import the images, and because this is going to be the flow for my training. So before I load the data, I want to name it to train data set. Okay. So I take it as and I say train data set for me. I'm going to load my images quickly. So I have my images here. You have to take the whole folder. Don't go inside the folder. Once you download it from the 10th AI handbook, you'll find that this is having a zipped folder with both the things. One folder with the test data, one folder with the train data. And within the train data, you have two classes available, the bleached folder and the unbleached folder with the images. Okay, so we'll select the whole folder. Don't go inside. You can see that there are two categories and there are 287 images for this training available. So we have taken that. Let's have a view of the image also to understand it better. We'll link this thing. Go to image viewer, and here you can see it's very evident that all these white ones, generally the more white ones are the bleach ones, and they don't look that beautiful. And the unbleached ones are so pretty. So nature has given us such beautiful things, and they are being spoiled. So that is what we are trying our AI model to predict, so that we can take care of them better, right? So image viewer is showing us that. Let's move on to image embedding, because I need to convert my images into numbers. That's how machine will work with it. It's loading. And I want to check the converted data too. So I'm adding a data table and take its input and give it to him. Let's open this. So you can see numerous columns added here with numbers for you to understand. Okay, in the beginning, you have the category, which is going to be my target later, and image names and the location and everything is given. Okay, so this is ready. Now we move on to the models. So here we are going to use logistic regression, because this can be used for both classification and regression both. So this we have been using also. So we use this one. Then we use random forest, and we also use SVM. So these are the three models models we are going to use. And then we move on to evaluate. From evaluate, we pick up test and score because that's our first step. And I'm also keeping the confusion matrix handy because that's the place where I'm going to check it. So I give my image embedding data to my test and score because that's the main data from which my models are going to learn. So these are my learners. So I link them and it is picking up. The second one, the model is learning from my data. And the third one. Now let's see what scoring it has been given. You can see here that I pick up the F1 score directly, 95%, 95%, 95%. Oh, it's same. Okay. That's a little strange. But anyway, all three are coming up to be same only. Fine. Maybe add one more. Let's add a tree model also and see. Okay, let me see what scores does this model provide us. So tree is not giving me a very good answer. It is 89.9. So out of these, any one can be used for your prediction because we see that they have been scored, given the score better. Okay. Then we give the data to confusion matrix to understand it well. So 137 correctly identified was bleached ones and 8 not identified, 136 in the unbleached category by logistics regression model. Almost similar will be this. This count will be almost similar. The wrongly identified one because the F1 score is coming out to be similar in this. Same for SVM also. Tree has more, which it has not been able to identify. So now we understand the confusion matrix. So I'm not going into the details of this. Okay. So my model is ready, basically. That's what we want to say. Right? Now we move on to testing. That is, I want to have the prediction done for my model of the images I'm going to give him now. So again, import images. I place it up here, rename it to my test. Now the same usual, I'm not going to the image viewer. I'm directly moving on to my image embedding. It has loaded the data. Now I move on to my predictions. But before that, I need to choose the model which I'll be using for the prediction. And here I pick up any one of them. Let me pick up SVM or anything because all three scores were same. So I can pick up any one of them. So let me pick up SVM. Sorry. Okay. Now, my test data, the numeric values of the test data goes to prediction. That's the input. And my SVM, which is going to take the input from the data from where it is learning, that is also being given as an input to the predictions. Okay. So it is going to use this data to learn. And based on that, it is going to make predictions in this particular data. All right. So let's check that. It has added up its predictions to me based on the data. Now I can check this up and see whether the predictions are correct or not. So what we can do is, it has the image name here. Let me open the folder. I'm keeping this open here. Okay. I'm going to my folder from this place. Let's arrange the screen a little bit because my main need is this table. So this should be available to me. Okay. And now I move on to opening my folder with the data or with the pictures, which is somewhere here. Coral bleach and the test data. Let's check the images and see whether we understand them or not. Now, image number 1, it has taken up as unbleached. I think it is correct. Image number 11 is bleached, right? You can see that. Let's check for image number 5, 9. They are unbleached. They look so pretty. Image number 5, 9. I don't see in the beginning part. Let's move down. Yeah, you can see that. Image number 5 is unbleached. Image number 9 is unbleached. Right? 25, 27 is also unbleached. Let's check that. 25, 27, they are unbleached. Okay, so you can compare it and check how much is the prediction correct. So quickly with the no-code tool, we have been able to create a model which is going to identify, predict for me correctly whether my coral has been bleached or not. Okay, with just the images maybe taken from satellite or some cameras inside the waters, of course. Okay, so this is how it is. I hope you've understood it well and you can apply it to other data sets as well. Thank you. Do wait for my next video, wherein I intend to do a regression model in the data science category. Thank you. Bye bye.